All right, let's jump in. We're going to talk about what happens when a sleeping giant, this absolutely beautiful historic building, finally wakes up. And in the process, it completely changes someone's life. This is the story of what happens when history gets a serious high-tech upgrade.
You can almost feel that, can't you? It's like the ghost of a bustle. And when you look at the old 1922 J.C. Penney building on West 6th Street in San Pedro, you feel that silence. It's like this grand, forgotten piano just sitting there, waiting for somebody, anybody, to remember how to play it.
So at the heart of this silence is a very modern problem. The word historic can start to feel like another word for obsolete. All the foot traffic, all that energy, it's moved from the sidewalk to those little glowing screens we all have in our pockets and homes.
To really get this, I want you to meet Maria. She is this incredible artisanal baker, using her grandmother's recipes to make what is, frankly, magic. But her craft, her passion, it's just trapped in that same heavy, dusty silence. She's really the face of every entrepreneur out there who feels that stagnation. And this right here, this is the core of Maria's pain. She has this amazing product, something she pours her heart into, but she feels totally and completely invisible. There's just no audience. It's that awful feeling of knowing you have something special to share, but there's no one around to share it with.
But this is where the story takes a turn. Because in November 2024, a team looked at this building and said, okay, the waiting is over. They didn't just see bricks and mortar. They saw a huge opportunity. They decided it was finally time to flip the lights back on.
And here they are. Meet Jennifer Wolfe and Edwin Duterte. They call themselves the mom-and-pop holding company behind this whole thing. And their roles? They're like two sides of the same coin. Jennifer is the storyteller, the healer. Edwin is the builder, the strategist. Together, they become the stewards of this amazing landmark. Now this is what they say to entrepreneurs like Maria, and it just changes the entire game. See, they aren't your typical landlords. Their goal isn't just to, preserve the ashes of the past. Nope. They're here to reignite the fire of entrepreneurship right now, today.
And you have to understand this project is deeply personal for them. It's inspired by their namesakes who taught them this incredibly powerful lesson. A real legacy is built by opening doors for other people. And that's exactly what they're setting out to do. Their vision completely flips the script on what this building is for. This old department store, a place built for consuming things, is about to become something totally new, a cathedral for creating stories.
And this right here is the engine that's going to make it all happen. Back in 1922, J.C. Penney was the high-tech disruptor, right? It connected San Pedro to a national economy. Well, these Voxel Labs, they're the 21st century version of that. This is the new machinery of commerce.
And get this, we're talking about a serious operation. 16 professional studios tucked away in the belly of the building. Think about that. Where dusty old inventory used to sit, now ideas are going to be broadcast to the world. This is where Maria's story finally gets its megaphone.
Okay, now we get to the really cool part, the magic. This is the climax of the whole story. On the ground floor, they've built what they call a playground, and right in the middle of it is something designed to make the entire community stop and look.
A massive 16 by 30-foot immersive digital wall. This isn't just a big TV. The source material calls it a beacon. And that's exactly what it is. It's a signal fire for the entire street. So what's the point of this giant spectacle? Well, it's a huge declaration. It's saying that the era of quiet, static, boring storefronts is over. This is what retail looks like now. It's alive, it's dynamic, and it's all about the stories inside.
And right here, this is the moment. All of a sudden, Maria, our invisible artisan, is literally larger than life. Her face, her story, her passion is being broadcast 2 stories high for everyone to see. The baker who was shouting into a void is now the beacon on 6th Street. So what happened? What was the actual result of all this? We get to see the impact not just on the street, but more importantly, the impact on Maria herself.
I mean, the difference is just stunning. That ghost of a bustle is gone, and in its place is a real, live crowd of people. They stop walking, they look up from their phones, they see Maria's story, and they actually connect with it. The silence is finally and completely broken.
And this is Maria's reaction. It's that deep, profound feeling of finally being seen. She's not a lonely entrepreneur anymore, struggling by herself. she's become a celebrated part of her community's story.
And this brings us right back to where we started, to that core mission. The whole goal was to honor a legacy, not by preserving a building, but by opening doors. And for Maria, that door wasn't just opened, it was kicked wide open for the whole world to see.
I just love this analogy because it hits the nail on the head. Maria was always a master baker. Her bread was always amazing. This whole experience didn't change her talent. It just gave her the platform that her talent always deserved. It handed her an amplifier.
And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. We just saw what this model did for one person, in one town. But just imagine if this happened everywhere. What does a community start to look like when every single hidden gem, every silent artist, is finally handed a megaphone? Just think about that. What happens then?